The end of crypto as we know it is here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. That is what everybody keeps on saying. And it is funny because I posted a little post on Facebook today. I said, crypto to the moon, right? And it's really funny to see the reactions. People that are crypto lovers that don't know, I don't really post much about the YouTube and how big our channel is and the talking about that. Most people don't even know that I'm over on YouTube unless they're my close friends and they know YouTube, and they don't know that I do crypto every single day. So some people are like, no, it's okay. Like they're trying to console me. Like other people are out there like, you're stupid, man. It's just like, it's pretty funny, actually, the reactions we're getting. So this is what we've been calling for, though, guys. This is what we've been talking about, specifically this. I didn't know it was going to come this fast. Pretty freaking crazy. Now, where is the bottom? We'll do a little look into that and see if we can figure that out a little bit today. But what I wanted to cover with you guys is specifically what is happening with crypto. So our RSI has continued to go up, right? Now, obviously, we had this weekly crash down hard on the RSI. Could it continue dipping? We've got some levels we'll cover here today. Obviously, here we're looking at Bitcoin. We are going to look at XRP. We are going to look at Ethereum. But what I want to show you is as we take a look from our June lows to where we are now, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is a bullish divergence. That right there is officially a bullish divergence, not a little tiny baby wick. This is a mad mammer jammer, super legit weekly bullish divergence. And if we go back in history with Bitcoin and we look at when has this similar situation happened, we got a hidden bullish divergence that happened right here. Boom, the official run up to the all-time high. We flip over to Ethereum. Look at this, a hidden bullish divergence on this candle here. Boom, the move to the all-time high. And those are hidden bullish. Look at this one. Back in the day, a legit bullish divergence, not even hidden. I'm not even going to zoom all the way in there, but it's right here. And then wabam. All right. So this is like once in a lifetime scenarios. Now, interestingly enough, Ethereum has not gotten there yet. There is more bleeding to come from Ethereum. Is there? I don't know. I can't tell. Nobody can tell right now with the way things are dropping. It's crazy that Ethereum has held up so strong. Obviously, it did have that massive pump weeks earlier than Bitcoin did, and Bitcoin just kind of traded sideways. If we go back and we take a look here, let's go back to our, it's orange list here. Bitcoin. So remember, so Ethereum had moved up, right? So Bitcoin just kind of traded sideways. And then it has its drop here, while Ethereum had that big move up, and now it's drop here. So it has a lot more to go to take out those June lows. Will it happen? That's what we're going to take a look at today. So thank you guys for joining in. By the way, my name is Ryan Huggins. I'm a crypto and real estate investor here in Orange County, California. My job is to help be your crypto shortcut. And if you're like most people, you probably don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the charts and reading tons of articles. But that's what I do. It's what we do here at this channel. We bring that information to you in a condensed manner. So make sure you subscribe if you're looking for a crypto shortcut. Smash that thumbs up if you're liking the content so far. Let me know down in the comment section, are you bullish? Are you guys ready for a bottom? I am ready for a bottom for sure. I'm just going to do this because I haven't done it yet. Check it out before we kick off the video. Look at this. From where we're at, the June lows to the all-time high is a 450% move. So if you put in $1,000, by the way, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do not buy or sell anything because we talk about on this channel. Do your own research. But if I were to put in $1,000 at these June lows, when it gets back up to the previous all-time highs, we're looking at a 450% return. My $1,000 would then be worth $4,500. My $10,000 would be worth $45,000. My $100,000 would be worth $450,000, just getting back to the all-time high. And then let's not forget, there's a lot of people out there, including me, that believe that one day Ethereum will be that $10,000 level. It's a 1,000% gain, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So very exciting stuff. We'll jump into all this today in the charts. Let's go look at what news we're covering as well.
If you're ready to earn an extra $200 to $3,000 per day in passive income, just like the Run Guys do every single day, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, then click the link in the description of this video to learn the Run Guys' #1 way to start earning passive income online with crypto today.
So as we know, FTX taking a crash, creating a very, very big storm for all the different exchanges out there, whether it's centralized or decentralized, it doesn't matter. Here we have KuCoin, one of my favorite exchanges I personally use, says proof of reserves will be ready in a month. We definitely need that. Obviously, the big news today is the fact that FTX's Binance rescue deal falls apart in less than 48 hours. Now, we do also know that Binance has already said that they do have full reserves for all their tokens. They've never messed around with anybody's funds. Interestingly enough, I made a video yesterday with an article about BitBoy Crypto not getting the job with XRP. Thought that was kind of funny, but recently I just watched one of his videos last night, and he's been saying the same thing that I've been saying. I didn't even know that because I don't watch his channel. Great guy, great insight. But he's also not a big fan of Sam Bankman-Fried because he knows that Sam has been trying to crash the entire crypto market. He's been trying to become the Federal Reserve of crypto, and that would be bad for the entire economy because one centralized person should not run everything. Well, come to find out, he was more like the Federal Reserve than everything else because he's printing fake money with his FTT token, and he didn't have any reserves against it. And it's not funny. It's actually like it's the most horrible thing ever. There's friends of mine that got trapped in the FTX situation. There was no way to get it out. Even though I did do a video prior to this, I even posted it in one of my groups that I run on Facebook, letting people know, hey, watch out, FTX is having issues. And I actually got laughed at. Like tons of people. I had to start deleting comments because people were talking trash, and I own the group. So I started deleting these people's comments because they are just so confused about how real world situations work. They're just moon boys. It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. It hasn't been going up for a long time, guys. And so you got to watch out for the FUD, right? They kept on saying, quit giving us FUD, man. You're just spreading FUD, blah. They think that it's fake news is FUD, but it's real news. FUD is also real news. And this is really bad news. So I had to cover it. And thankfully, lots of people got out because of the information I passed on. And not financial advice, of course, just financial education. And they were like, oh my gosh, dude, I didn't know that this was about to go down. And they got their stuff off of exchanges onto a wallet outside, not your keys, not your crypto. But FTX's Binance rescue deal falls apart. And the reason why it was going on, Binance has the coins. KuCoin says they have the coins. They're going to prove it. And then we're also going to look similar protocols used by Kraken, BitMEX, Gate.io, and many other exchanges, but we're not used by FTX. The reason that this deal fell apart is because FTX, all of their information was basically fake. It was literally, they were literally just printing tokens. They were just making tokens and selling them on the market, and then they would take loans against those tokens and then print more tokens and then take loans against those tokens. And they didn't actually have anything backing up any of those tokens. So once Binance read through their paperwork, boom, canceled deal. Also want to jump into some XRP information because, I mean, here's the thing. When I'm going through the news, I don't want to bore you guys. We're going to get into charts. We're going to do more charting stuff today than anything else. But the reality is this. FTX Binance, FTX Binance, FTX Binance, like that's all. And at this point, you know that the deal is over. If you were in FTX, it's over. Maybe somebody comes in, swoops them up. Now, obviously, if you're also in Voyager, it's over. So really scary, bad stuff for people that are going to be waiting a long time to get their crypto back. And there will be some sort of deal. I know that Sam Bankman-Fried has filed for bankruptcy. So he just went from a man who was a $20 billion man to now under $1 billion. And he is actually going to be bankrupt. And that's what you get. But there's more to come. He may be even going to jail. That's how big of a situation this is. Straight up fraud against people. And it is news that has to be covered. It is not fun news, but it's the truth. But that's what all the trending news is. So I just wanted to show. And then also, I mean, Solana as well is tied up in that because FTX owned like 10 or 20% of Solana. So they had to sell all of the Solana. And we've seen what happened to those charts. Let's jump over to that real quick and take a look. And there it is. So down to $11. Very sad scenario. I mean, at its all-time high. And some of you guys out there may have bought some Solana at $259.88. That was the peak top. And now it is down to $11.71. Now the protocol itself is still potentially a good protocol, or is it, you know, like with it failing all the time and all of that. But when is the bottom? What's interesting is there's actually no way to tell for Solana because there is no support level. It's broke every single support. It's the lowest it's ever been. And there is nowhere there. I don't care who you are. You can't chart that. It's just, it's going to wherever it goes. And is it going to zero? Who knows? We have FTT token that earlier today and yesterday's bottom was $2.50. Now it's at $1.80. The FTT tokens peak tippity top was $48. And obviously it's literally going to zero because no one knows what's going to happen with that. So crazy stuff. Besides that, though, XRP news, we are obviously covering all of the XRP information. We're going to go over this new Ripple partnership to bring real estate transactions to the ledger. Here's why XRP holders shouldn't be worried about Library's verdict. XRP trading volume suddenly up 101%. Price touched this important level. That's that 33-cent level. In my personal opinion, I wonder if that's what they're talking about. And other than that, we'll cover some of this as well. Okay, so KuCoin says proof of reserves is coming. So similar protocols are used by Kraken, BitMEX, and Gate.io, many other exchanges, but not by FTX. So FTX was purposely probably hiding all this information. And here's a tweet from OKX. Transparency, risk management, and consumer protection comes first. We're hiring Armanio for auditing, and we'll publish an auditable Merkle proof of funds ASAP. Here are 23 Bitcoin addresses and 13 ERC20 addresses as of our reserves for users to verify. Because right now, obviously, you know, for example, I do use KuCoin. I have money over there. I use it for day trading. But do I pull that off? I don't know. Same thing for BitGet. I use BitGet. That's my #1 place to go now for day trading. It's the best place, low fees. And if you're a day trader and you need to get some information on that, I can help you out with that as well. But it's really interesting, you know, because I'm personally perplexed. I don't know if I want to keep my money on anything right now. At the same time, this could just be the capitulation we've been waiting for. The stock market looks like it's going to be crashing for a few days as well. So as crypto comes to a bottom, stocks come to a bottom. CPI data is coming out this week. And that's the consumer price index, aka inflation. Is it going to be lower? If lower inflation, that's good news. We're also seeing crazy job losses. Is a recession coming? So how low could crypto go? CEO of KuCoin says here, I'd like to give my sympathy for anyone who has been hurt by the current FTX situation. Hopefully everything can be resolved quickly and the industry can get back on track. Amen to that. Proof of reserves is a technique used by some crypto exchanges to provide proof that they have enough assets to handle all the withdrawals. A reputable third-party auditor records all customer balances and converts them into a cryptographic Merkle tree. This anonymizes the data to protect privacy, but it also allows users to compare the total balances held by customers with the total assets on the exchange in hand. All right, and then the quick follow-up here, Binance deal falls through. Binance cited allegations of the mishandling of customer funds and an investigation from regulators as reasons for exiting the agreement. So the SEC is now coming to see what happened over at FTX. And CZ, the owner of Binance, says here, as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandling of customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigation, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. New Ripple partnerships brings real estate transactions to the XRP ledger. So not only are stocks crashing, not only are cryptos crashing, but also, like I said, I'm a real estate investor and a realtor here in Southern California. prices are dropping for homes as well. The great reset that they all talked about seems to be happening, right? So now these new Gen Z people could actually potentially have the ability to buy some stuff. I mean, they were obviously priced out of so much stuff. Everything was overly inflated. Now the prices are coming back to reality. Maybe they can swoop some stuff up and they have a future for themselves. According to various reports, the partnership will see the real estate marketplace leverage the XRP ledger to distribute utility non-fungible tokens that represent asset ownership. The use of NFTs will provide faster, more reliable, and more energy efficient transactions to market participants. So I have been talking about this for a long time as well on the channel. Basically, everything that you could ever sign a contract for can be an NFT. It doesn't have to be collectible art. If you have a deed for a house, the contract, that's why you've heard on Ethereum blockchain, the big thing is smart contracts, right? Binance, smart contracts. Well, XRP, smart contracts on the ledger, and ADA, smart contracts. You just hear that all the time when they talk about it, right? It's a real contract and it is on the blockchain. So it's always there. It's forever traceable. If you buy a house and you get a deed on paper, well, you can also have a deed on a ledger. If you buy a car, you sign documents. You could have a title for your car on the ledger, et cetera, et cetera. So XRP looking to partner and bring that to the real estate agencies, the real estate market as a whole, which is really exciting.
If you're ready to earn an extra $200 to $3,000 per day in passive income, just like the Run Guys do every single day, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, then click the link in the description of this video to learn the Run Guys' #1 way to start earning passive income online with crypto today.
All right, so let's jump now into the crypto markets. Let's look at XRP and see what we have going on here. So we'll take a look at the weekly charts. We're going to go ahead and find our supply and demand zones not indicators. We're going to look here on the Heikin-Ashi candles, and we're going to grab our weekly box here. Oh, don't need that. Close that out. We just need to color this white. So as we've been talking for several days, that this was the price that we could definitely see XRP getting back to. It actually breached the zone. So that means there's potential of lower levels if this just continues pushing. The previous low for XRP, these June lows, was that 28 cents zone. And then we do also have the ability of that 25-cent level that we were talking about as well. So let's go take a look here. Right now we're in this level. The next level down is this candle here. That would be another weekly zone. And then there's even a more precise candle here if it continues to drop that we could see 22 cents. So there's a lot of big levels in here. So there's you're like, well, where's the precise, like where exactly is it going? Well, first and foremost, where is it exactly going? We're looking for it to go lower than the previous lows. All right, so that's all in this area. So it's a little bit mucked up. We'll drop it down to the daily and we'll find something more precise there for you guys. So as we can see right now, jumping back to the weekly here, we are going after what we've been talking about. And this is what I was waiting for, backing up the truck, as they say, getting ready. So as you can see, price needs to come down still below the previous low of 28 cents. But look what we have now on our trend line for the RSI. It's getting closer and closer to tapping that. So very possible that it comes back down, taps it. Look at where the market baseline is. That could be basically running into the same exact thing at the same exact time, get a nice rebound off that. So price comes down, getting into these levels, the lower levels here. So now we're looking at the daily charts. And if we go back in history, we could use this candle here, which is the last down candle before this big giant up move of all of that there, that being 18 cents. I think that's a little low. We have, these are weekly, sorry. We need to jump to the dailies. Go back in history. I was wondering why that was such a large scale there. All right, so delete that. And we'll take a look at supply and demand zones on the dailies. Okay, so here we are, this candle right here, and that's daily. So we're going to highlight that yellow. That gives us that 26 cent to 24 cent zone. If it drops below that, then we have this next candle here. And that's, you know, getting to the 21 cent level. Personally, I don't think we're going to go any deeper than that. So I'm going to leave it at that. If it does go lower, I don't know. I mean, maybe crypto is going to zero, right? You hear some people, crypto's going to zero. It's never going to be anything. So if this continues to drop and it drops rather quickly and it finishes up, you know, we could see it works out perfect over time. Over the next couple of days, we break the line. We get down in here to these 25 cent zone. And we've heard that a lot, right? I mean, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about, oh yeah, XRP is going to 25 cents. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because that hurts, but that's where there's a possibility of that happening. That does create the bullish divergence on the weekly charts. And then we see a move to the upside. Okay. Now, what about where we're at right now though, right? Because right now where we're at is also important, and it hit exactly into our daily supply and demand box. It did breach it a little bit, as we talked about. So it breached, and now it looks like it's wanting to come back up. So what if this was a short-term low? Is there a turnaround possible? Now, here's what's really interesting that I talk about a lot. Look at this candle from 2 days ago. It ran all the way down, and then this ran all the way back up, this giant wick. Then the price came all the way back down, filled there, no fair value gap, but you know where there is one is right here. So let's go ahead and show where that fair value gap is. Right there. So, but oh, look at this too. And we've been talking about this as well. Look at this fair value gap right here. It goes right into where our supply and demand zone ends, right? So if it comes and fills this full fair value gap, taps right onto our daily supply and demand zone here of 26 cents. That is lower than the previous low. And that does give us the bullish divergence happening on the weekly charts there. But right now it is in a decent level of support. It could continue dropping. We will continue to monitor the situation on that. What if it breaks to the upside though? What if it does run back up? Well, we do have this zone right here, and this is a weekly level, and that gets us all the way back up to 44 cents. Which is not bad from 33 cents. That'd be an 11 cent move, which today alone, XRP, well, yesterday, we'll have to go back to the new daily candle just started. Yesterday, we lost 14 cents, 30%, 29.9. All right, jumping over to Bitcoin here. I've got some levels that I've been drawing up after hours. You can see it did come exactly to one of our levels here, and it has rejected off of that point. That level being 15,491. But there is possibility of this thing continuing to drop, so I'm not calling that the bottom. And interesting too, that we did this the other day. It's been a little while since we've done it. Turn these fair value gaps off. But when you run the Fibonacci, I don't think I did this yesterday or not. Fibonacci from the low to the top, and then we actually make the adjustments on the settings from 0.01. And yes, I am aware Bitcoin has been lower than a penny. So I get it. But look at what's happening here. Look at where the 786, which is like the golden ratio on the Fibonacci, gets us right here to 14,797. That's also the bottom of this supply and demand zone, which is the one that it just tapped and rejected, but it could pump through there. And when we take a look at this on the weekly charts, and you go back in history, that level is also the bottom wick of this candle, which is an extremely important level. On weeklies, the bottoms of the wicks are important. So you can see that wick on that candle right there. Comes right to that level. So that's where I'm eyeing. Like, I still think it could go lower than that, personally, on Bitcoin. But that is a very important key level to watch. If it gets there, rejects to the upside, I'm not going to be absolutely blown away. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's definitely a potential. When we take a look here at fair value gaps on Bitcoin, this is the only one that gets me a little bothered, where it would blow past that. There's a fair value gap right here, 13,000, which is also the top of this supply and demand zone of 13,788. There's a fair value gap right above it. And then there's also a fair value gap down here at 12,000. And that is a massive, massive fair value gap, which gives it more of a possibility that it needs to come fill that one, right? The larger the gap, the larger the imbalance in the market at that level, the more realistic that it wants to attack that zone. Taking a look here on weeklies. Weeklies, we have one here at 14,471. Below that, we have one here at 12,319. And then my personal bottom level, like this is it. It's over. This is the bottom from what I've seen on the dailies. Working supply and demand zone, 11,400. It could go lower than that, but I didn't go any lower. Well, we could do it right now though. Let's go look. So let's go daily, Heikin-Ashi candles, supply and demand zone. And that's the candle that it's based off of right there. If we go lower than that, which it could, we go here. And that one gets us to the levels of 10,743, 10,519. If we get lower, let's go even lower. 10,000. There's actually quite a few 10,000 supply and demand zones here. And there's a fair value gap right below it. But that's on Heikin-Ashi. Heikin-Ashis don't really, the fair value gaps don't work on Heikin-Ashis as well. All right, so now we're here on Ethereum. And price is continuing to drop. You can see our level, the low. So here, check this out too. I want to show you guys this on Japanese candlesticks. Same thing as the Bitcoin, right? So look at the bottom of this candle, that level right there. That is a very important level. Price has already rejected off of that once. If it breaks that level again, then it is possible, in my personal opinion, that it comes back to now to here at 604. And then when we switch to our supply and demand zones here, when we go to daily, all of this right here, I think it needs to be canceled. So that's why I'm not that's why I'm not even charting any of that. We do have some like level lines there, but I'm skipping all that. And then because we need to, for the supply and demand, or for the weekly bullish divergence to play out, we have to go below that level. And that previous low, the previous low is this 885. Okay, so we have to get below that. So all of these little level, which could be great supply and demand zones, they're not usable in the vision I have. And the vision I have is it coming down to the next lower level, and that is this supply and demand candle right here, catching that. That would be 604. That line is in there, right? The 604 line is in there, but 622 is the top of that supply and demand level. So it's interesting because there's a lot more to drop for Ethereum if this is going to play out. Now, as we take a more bullish look, let's take a bullish look. If this is a bottom for the time being and we start to move up, then we'd be coming back up to here, 1572. 1572. That's a big move. So as we take a look here on our daily Japanese candlesticks, it got very close to the bottom of our supply and demand zone here. This white one, it's a weekly supply and demand zone based upon this area. So let's go back to daily Japanese candlesticks or Heikin-Ashis, and it's this candle here. Playing the bottom. Let's see if it got right to it. So this is the daily supply and demand zone for Ethereum right now. Where did price go? Right into it.
I don't know what you mean by Hey Siri, I'm right now. How about a web search for it?
They're always listening to you guys. Okay, so as we take a look at this, boom, 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 the daily's dropped. And we called this specifically that, and this was like back here, waiting for the daily to drop below the 50 exponential moving average. It was just going to absolutely tank. And it did. Tanked a lot. Right now, we're catching a little bit of a support. See if this thing will continue dropping lower. Remember the previous all-time or the previous recent lows, 885 need to get lower than that. So is it possible to come to 604? Yes, it is possible. All right, Shiba Inu. Let's check this one out too. I know this one's obviously very popular. Go here. The daily bottom is here. With a lowest low of that one is 507380. But in reality, if we need a new lower low, we have to go back in history. Oh man, I don't have enough data on this chart here to go back. All right, here we go. This is old. Dude, you know what's crazy? So I haven't used this Shiba Inu chart for like ever. I don't even know, probably 2 weeks or so. Look at the levels that we had drawn out. So we had this, we were already talking about the weekly bullish divergence that need to happen. It needs to come down to this area, new lower lows. So we can go back in history here now and we can look. And let's chart out the daily, this one, okay? And then one below that is going to be this one. So now we go back to present day. We look at where price is, which is here. It could come back to here, which is where it tapped. And this is where the June lows, by the way, the June lows, look at this. The June low came and tapped that exactly on that supply and demand zone and immediately rejected. So now it needs to come back down, blow through that a little bit, get into this zone a little. 50692 is the bottom of that. And then if it keeps breaking, it could go to here. And this one is 50676 all the way down to 50644. Those are those two zones there. That would then get us these weekly, this would then get us our weekly bullish divergence as well. So if we take a look at the RSI, it's on this trend line here. So it has moved to come, it has room to come down more. Price needs to come down more. So these are dailies. Let's look at this. I just saw something that's interesting. So look at this last blue candle before this up move. Obviously there's this one, but that's a crazy weird wick. Look at this candle colored in white for weekly, and it covers all of that zone. So last time it came to that zone, boom, it hit it, rejected away. It hasn't been back since. Very likely it could be coming back down there. And when we talked about this was what, 2 weeks ago, I guess, because look, we're in this week and then there's 4 days, 0 hours. So there's 4 days left in this one. So 2 weeks ago must have been when we talked about it. You can see the line here where we actually drew that. So this was a long time ago when price was pumping, by the way, right? So price was pumping. We're like, well, it needs to come back down. It needs to, because I thought it was going to take off. It was possible. We had this big run up. This is a new higher low. Is it going to run? Well, we just checked it. Before the run happened, we checked, well, where it's at right now. It would be smart if it came down 42% drop from there. And now it's looking like that will play out. And it's actually going to obviously be a significantly larger drop because when we were up here, it kept running. And now it's dropping all the way from there. So these supply and demand zones based upon Heikinashi was one of the best things I ever found for my charting. So, you know, make sure you check those out. Look at this. The new candle has started. We're lighting up green a little bit here, guys. Let's see how long that lasts. And by the way, I know a lot of you guys are hurt. Some of you guys got wrecked by this stuff too. That's why we always tell you, you should be making money outside of crypto alone. And that's why we started the Bull Runners Club where you can make passive income with us. So check this out.
If you're ready to earn an extra $200 to $3,000 per day in passive income, just like the Run Guys do every single day, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, then click the link in the description of this video to learn the Run Guys' #1 way to start earning passive income online with crypto today.